Welcome back to Navigating the Noise. I'm your host, Will. Today, we're diving into something pretty creepy, zombie debts. We're going to talk about what they are, and more importantly, what you need to do if one of these things comes crawling back from the grave. So, picture this. You're just scrolling through your inbox, minding your own business, and then, boom, this email pops up. It's from a company you've probably never heard of, LVNV Funding, and they're talking about an old account. But here's the part that makes you stop and stare. A last payment date from just a few months ago on a debt you know you haven't touched in years. It's confusing, right? A little alarming. And believe me, that's exactly the point. And just to be clear, this isn't some made-up scenario. The notice we're looking at was for a real Capital One account that had been totally dormant since 2016. That's almost a decade. And then, just out of the blue, a collection agency is claiming it's suddenly active and you owe them money. So here's the big question. An old debt comes lurching back to life. What do you do? Because this is the exact moment these collectors are waiting for. They are counting on you being confused, maybe a little scared, and just making a quick payment to make it all go away. But listen to me, that is the absolute worst thing you could possibly do. So, what is the right move when a financial ghost comes knocking at your door? Okay, so let's become detectives for a minute. We're going to deconstruct this demand notice piece by piece, because once you understand their strategy, you can start taking it apart. So the notice claims a last payment of $62 was made. See how small and kind of random that amount is? Yeah, that's not an accident. A small specific number like that can seem more believable, you know? Like, oh, maybe I did make that payment and forgot. But it's almost always the first piece of a much bigger lie. And here it is, the date. Look at this date. This right here is the key to their entire scheme. They're claiming there was recent activity on an account that's been gathering dust for years. Now, why would they do that? Well, it all comes down to two very, very important legal clocks they're trying to reset. Okay, so there are two timelines you absolutely have to know about. First, you've got the statute of limitations. Think of this as a countdown clock. It's the legal window a collector has to sue you over a debt, and it's different in every state. Like in North Carolina, it's only 3 years for this kind of debt. Now here's the kicker. Making any payment can restart that clock. Then you have the credit reporting limit. This is usually 7 years, pretty much everywhere. After 7 years, that negative mark is supposed to just disappear from your credit report. So that fake 2023 payment date, that's their illegal attempt to restart both of these clocks at the same time. Yeah, so let's be crystal clear about this. That date is not a typo. It's not a simple mistake. It is a calculated, illegal tactic. This is the heart of the zombie debt playbook, and it's all designed to bring a legally dead debt back to life. And that, my friends, is exactly what a zombie debt is. You've got companies, like this LVNV Funding, that go out and buy up millions of old, charged-off accounts for literally pennies on the dollar. They know most of these debts are way too old to ever hold up in court, so they have to get creative and illegal to make them seem new again. This tactic actually has a name. It's called re-aging. It's where they invent a phantom payment out of thin air to try and trick you, and sometimes even trick the courts, into believing the debt is fresh. And here's the trap. If you fall for it and pay even $1 single, you might accidentally confirm their fake claim and reset that statute of limitations. And just like that, they've got the power to sue you. And trust me, this isn't just a couple of rogue collectors. This is an entire business model. The data shows that LVNV Funding has jacked up its lawsuit filings by over 350% in recent years. They are coming after these old debts hard, and they're banking on the fact that most of us just don't know our rights. Okay, so we've seen their playbook. Now let's talk about yours, because you have some seriously powerful legal protections on your side. Here's your step-by-step counterattack. All right, step 1, and this is the most critical thing you will hear today. Do not pay anything. Don't even promise to pay. Don't acknowledge the debt. Any of that can be used against you. Step 2, you need to send what's called a debt validation letter and send it via certified mail so you have proof. This legally forces them to prove the debt is actually yours, and this is the important part, prove that phantom payment ever happened. And step 3, pull your credit reports right away. See if they've already put this bogus information on there. Now, your letter shouldn't be angry or emotional. It needs to be precise, clinical. Use firm legal language just like this. See how it says this claim is fraudulent? You're not just asking them questions, you're building a paper trail. You're putting them on notice that you know the law, and you're documenting their potential violations of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, or FDCPA. Okay, so once you've got your defense locked down, it's time to go on the offensive. See, these companies, they operate in the shadows. They want you to feel isolated and alone. So the most powerful weapon you have against them is sunlight. It's time to file some formal complaints. The CFPB, that's the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, they're the federal big dogs. They'll demand a response from the company within 15 days. You also want to hit up your state attorney general. They can spot patterns of abuse and can even get these companies banned from operating in your state. And then you go public. Local news stations have those on-your-side investigative reporters who live for stories like this. Go post about it on social media, places like Reddit. You can stay anonymous, but just sharing the company's name and that fake payment date could be a huge warning sign for someone else out there who's frantically Googling the same information. So, after all that, what's the big takeaway here? What's the one thing you need to remember? It's actually incredibly simple. Their entire strategy, this whole zombie debt playbook, it only works if we, the consumers, are uninformed, isolated, and intimidated. That's it. Their whole business is built on having an information advantage. They know the laws, they know the loopholes, and they know how to apply pressure. They're betting that you don't. But the moment you learn the rules, the moment you know what a statute of limitations is, and you've heard the term re-aging, all of their power just vanishes. And that really leads us to our final thought. Think about it. This playbook is profitable because it works on a huge scale. But what if it didn't? What would happen to this whole industry if every single person who got one of these emails knew instantly that it was a scam? If they knew not to pay, and they knew exactly who to report it to, the entire model would just collapse. Your knowledge isn't just a shield for you, it's a weapon for everyone. Thank you for being here, and as always, we love hearing your thoughts, so leave them in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and keep navigating the noise.